Howdy folks, it's Meandering Mike in the Man Cave of Madness. It is before midnight and we have more miniatures. These are void spiders from Shadows of Brimstone. These did not come with bases, but I based a few of them to have them sort of rear up on their hind legs so that they can see clearly that they have a large mouth on the bottom part. These are not your normal spiders. In fact, they really have 6 legs and 2 feelers, so they're really more insects than arachnids. But hey, these are strange dimensional creatures, so void spiders they are. And look at those. Let me zoom in here, see if you can see this a little better. Look at that mouth with teeth. It's not like spider fangs or mandibles. And one big eye, not spider eye, not insect type eyes, but like one mammalian type eye, one like a cyclops. So these are weird critters. So what did I do to paint these guys? So let me zoom back out so you can see the paints. I can actually zoom in on each paint section here. So, mix of AK white matte primer and gray brush on primer from Army War Paints. I like it slightly lighter than the gray, and since it's too cold and humid to spray paint, that's how I primed them. Now the body over here is done with Army Painter Speed Paints, Pastel Lavender, and the Hive Dweller Purple. Now, this stuff here, I mixed a tiny bit of this to do the body. The tips of the legs here, so you can see that leg, the legs and the feelers, I did in just the Hive Dweller Purple, it's called. But this Pastel Lavender, if you put even one of these to 5 of these, it darkens this so much it's almost that color. So I had to put like less than a half of a drop to like 10 of these to slightly darken it. This is what came out here for the body. Then for that mouth, that mouth with teeth. And I'm going to come over here. See those guys in the center? There's 3 guys on their back, 2 guys rearing up on the bases, and then there's 6 guys in their normal stance where that mouth is down. All right. So for that mouth, I used Army Painter War Paints. This is Glistening Blood Effect. So it's kind of cross between a paint and an ink wash, kind of like a gel. And then I went and did skeleton bone on the teeth. And I put a red tone over this to give sort of like a blood-stained tooth look. Kind of like a tea stain, like a blood stain on these guys' teeth. All right, so that's how we did those mouths. Now they have that singular eye. What I did for that was I used this color here. This is Blue Flame. That's from Reaper. Let me get a little closer. So you probably won't be able to read these, but maybe if you zoom in yourself also. Blue Flame, it's called. It's a very light blue. And then for the iris of the eye, that's very human or mammalian-like, this is Evil Chrome, metallic Army War Painter paint. And he's a tiny dot for the pupil in the center of Night Scales. And then they didn't have these on there, but I decided, hey, what do human eyes? They have an eyebrow, so I gave them a unibrow. So I used this Wasteland Soil, and I darkened it slightly by putting, again, a fraction of a drop of this in there to darken it a little bit. I wanted it dark enough, so I don't know if you can see over the top of these guys that come around. If you look carefully there, you can see a little eyebrow above that center eye. So that's what I did for the eyes here. Now, this color is also the base color of the back. If you can see that spot on the back of these guys. All right. So that is the base color there. I put fairy dust on it that I watered down to make it just like a this is a glistening effect. And so you can sort of see the sheen, but I wanted to have, there's like little stipples and bumps on the back. So I used blue tone here, this blue tone wash on the back. And that, you can't necessarily see it from here, but you can see on some of those, well, it's probably not. So we can get it to focus there a little better, kind of. So that was these. And then for the bases, I only, they didn't come with bases. These are, I'm considering like leaders, squad leaders. Like there's 12 of these guys here. And so if there's 3 teams of 4, 1 squad leader and 3 other dudes. So definitely wanted to have some that's reared up so you can see that mouth. Let's see, I think I'm getting a bad focus here. There we go, that's better. That's the problem. If you're focusing on the back or the minis, it's like hard to stay on both. So over here on the base, now I'm gonna zoom back over here, see if it'll zoom in there. This is speed paint, hardened leather with holy white for those Shadows of Brimstone tentacle dudes. I did this too. I lightened it up even more. I made these bases a little lighter. You can see here, I left the edge of these black though, and just did the top surface of that. And I used glue on that surface, and I let some of the glue sort of kind of speckle on the edges a little bit. So some of the basing material, there's a little bit in some places where it's, let me zoom back out. There we go. You can see where there's some coming over them. Give it a little more naturalistic effect instead of just having a hard, round surface. So I wanted to see a bit of the black base, but have some of that stuff come over. And so over here, again, I used Army Painter basing glue, and these are the rubble bits, and these are the dirt grit. So there you have it. Shadows of Brimstone, Void Spiders, 12 of them. It was a little bit tedious doing all that. This has a lot more steps than I did with those tentacles. And especially between, like, there's about 14 teeth per dude, and with 12 guys, what was that, like a 168 or 100, yeah, something like that. That's a lot of teeth. Anyway, so that puts me at a total of 18 minis done out of my goal of 24. This is the 30th. So on the 30th, I have 1 day to do my stretch goal, potentially do 6 more minis. We'll see if we can get that done. There's going to be, I believe, on, there's Not Jay on his show. I don't know if when Mini Warmout's also going to do some live streaming for painting separate from that, or just we're all going to do that on Not Jay's tabletop gaming channel. So if you're interested in watching people chat about their minis, their games, or whatever they play, you can tune into that. So to all you good folks out there, take care. And remember, if you take care of your minis, they will take care of you. Ciao, y'all.